Okay. Let's say you have a one switch and the port number, this is F01. F in the sense faster than net, which is 100 MB, and second port is F02, F04, F05. So 4 ports. Okay, I'm connecting one computer here and second computer here, and third and fourth. By default, all ports under VLAN 1 as a single network. So now we want these 4 computers to be under 2 different network. Let's say these 2 are one network. This is under one network. For that network, I can name it let's say data 1. So the VLAN, let's say I'm putting the number 101. And the IP schema, you can tell me what IP that we wanted to give. Can we start with a simple IP schema from class C? Yeah. Is it okay if
Yeah.
I start with a 190 to 168?
Class C. Okay.
101. The third octet is matching with your VLAN ID. And 0. This is the last octet of the class C. When it completes 0, become a network. Okay. And dot 1, dot 2 is the IP, which means 192.168.101.1 is the first IP and 2 is the second IP. And this IP, we call it as a class full or default because it's a /24. When you write class C and if you saw 24, which means you did not subnet it or subnetting, it's a default address. You can ask the question in between if any. Let's say these two, 4 and 5, 4, let's say name. You can put any name. The name must be representing your service. Example data 2, VLAN, which means VLAN ID. Let's say 102 and 192. Instead of this, if I could give 172.16. Okay. If I wanted to give class B with a default, like a class full, then I have to make a changes here in 102, the second octet, dot 0, dot 0. So only first 2 octet I'm using as a network and the rest 2 are for an IP address as a default in class B, which means /16. And I have 8 plus 8, 16, 2 raised to 16, nearly 65,000 of IP address within this network. So instead of this, we didn't start this topic, but I'm just giving a heads up. Let's say I'm going to give here 172.16.102, which is I'm matching with the third octet. Like here in third octet, I matched 101. In data 2 network, I matched with the third octet of class B, 172.16.102.0. So now I have a 3 octet. Okay. When I say 3 octet, it is /24. Here also 24. Here also 24. So now I have 254 IP here, 254 IP here. So somehow matched. And third octet is matched with your VLAN ID. And here also third octet is matched with your VLAN ID. The difference is that This is class full as a default. But in class B, the default is /16, but we mentioned /24, which means subnetting. 8 bits more from class B have taken into a subnetting values. You may not be understand in detail because we didn't start this topic. So instead, so that I can give one 192, 168 instead of 101. I'm going to 102.024. It's a default class B. Okay, so this is my requirements. Now let's say to do this design in the switch, let's say the switch name, I'm going to give switch 1, switch name. Okay,
Uh,
so what, yeah,
one second.
yeah,
This one is class C, right?
yeah,
192.16.1020/24.
yes.
You said class B.
I've
I think.
given as a class B, then I've rerouted to class C. Because when I'm writing
Ah,
class B, that to get the 24 have to do subnetting, which we didn't start it. You
okay,
get
okay,
more confused. So I'm giving you the default class. Once we did
okay,
this
okay.
lab, then we can go ahead with the subnetting. Okay, so this is what my design. Like I have a 24 port switch wherein I'm used only for 4 ports and first two for one network and for the next two, it's 4 and 5 for another network. So out of 24 port switch, I'm going to use only 4 ports at this moment. 2 for data 1 VLAN and 2 for data 2 VLAN. And VLAN is making a separation within the network. So I have a two different network. In real scenario, you can consider this is for you connecting your laptop, and this is maybe for your access control panel connecting, or you can use for CCTV for camera connection, you require a separate network. Something like this. So making separate VLAN is a logical idea behind to create a separate network for separate services. Let's say I would like to give a name to the switches called SW1, which is called switch 1. Generally, we're gonna give R is equal to router, SW is equal to switch, FW is equal to firewall, SRV is equal to server. Something is a shortcut when we do design. So let's say here we have a switch. So we're gonna put SW. So when you log into your switch, the first you can see something called switch greater sign. This is the first sign that you can see. You put enable, it comes to privilege mode. Then you type config space T, which is global configuration mode. When you put enter, you're gonna see that config like this. This is called global configuration mode. Here you need to create a VLAN. Let's say VLAN space 101, enter, next, name, data 1, enter. Now you created VLAN, then you put exit. Again, you create a VLAN 102, enter, then name, data 2, exit. Now you can see you were in global configuration mode. You put the VLAN, enter to the VLAN mode and created the VLAN name, then again exit back to config T mode. Again, you went to VLAN 102, which means you move to VLAN mode, then you put the name, exit, you back to config T mode. So when you are in config T, to see whether your VLAN creation is success or failure, to know that you have to put the show commands. To put the show commands, either you have to go to the privilege mode by giving exit, or within your higher mode, without going back to your privilege mode, you can directly put a command called do here. It's a simple. Any show commands To know that, you have to go to privilege mode by giving one more exit. Instead, any higher mode, you can do show commands directly from there by giving an extra command called do. So let's say do show VLAN. So this will give you your VLAN details. Okay. But keep in mind, when you put do command, this show VLAN, the actually, I mean, the question mark will not work here to see what is next. You have to type it by manually. Let me show you the diagram. So now, basically, hope you understand this design. What we explaining, creating two VLAN in your switch for assigning two ports each to a respective VLAN. At this moment, we just created VLAN only. We haven't touched any ports. Okay. So let me take you to the lab. Hope you understand this design. Keep in mind with your design, so it's easy to do the configuration. So let me share you the screen. Share, continue, screen. Now you can see that I have put 4 computer and 4 computer each, and I've put the 2 switches. Okay. Let's say we can now focus on one switch with the 4 computers. Okay. Now we wanted to patch the cable. Okay. When you have different devices between them to connect, you can use a cross cable. Go to the connections, and there is multiple cable that you can see. We can see here that's mentioned cross cable. When you're connecting the same device, it's a cross cable, like a switch to switch, PC to PC, like this. But when you connect with a different device, you need to connect with a straight cable. This is just only within the design in the software. But in real scenario nowadays, the copper cable can work either straight or cross anything. You will get only one type of cable, like a Cat 6, Cat 6A, Cat 7, like this. So I'm going to click this. Go to your PC, click the PC. It will show you where you want to connect. Click Fast Ethernet. Click Move to your switch. Click the switch. It will show you on which port. Go to port number 1. Click. So it's already patched. Same way, connect second computer. Go to second cable. Then take a cable again. Go to PC2. As per the design, I've mentioned port number 4. Again, take a cable. Go to last PC, Fast Ethernet, connected to port number 5. To know which port exactly, there is a notepad, place not. Click that. Go to near cable. Type manually what port it is. Let's say F01. This is F02. For us to know, this is F03. I'm just copy pasting. This is F04. So you have a 4 ports. And to move from this, you just click on top. Let's say we are going to configure the switch. Just a single click to the switch. It will give you another window which look like this. And click CLI. Maximize the screen. Enter. You are into user mode now. Put EN. Enter. Config T. Enter. You are global configuration mode now. VLAN. And put the VLAN ID. Let's say 101 is the VLAN ID. Enter. Name. Data 1. Exit. VLAN 102. Enter. Name. Data 2. Exit. Now your VLAN has been created. To know the VLAN, do show VLAN. Otherwise, you have to go to exit to type show command. Instead, in any higher mode, with the help of do command, you can type whichever command you wanted to see. It will display do show VLAN. Enter. Now you can see here, you have two VLAN, 101 and 102, which means you created two VLAN now. Okay. However, your existing port from port number 1 to the complete ports are belongs to VLAN 1 as a default. You wanted to move a port number 1 and 2 to 101. Same way for 4 and 5 to 102. So now we're going to learn how to add the port into a different VLAN. Okay, so let me take you back to the screen. Stop sharing. Hope you understand how to create the VLAN. Show board, existing whiteboard. Okay, hope you can see the screen. Now, in your switch, you have, let's say, we can concentrate on 2 port, F01, F02. So here in switch port, this port, it can act in 2 way. We have layer 2 port, which is called switch port, acting for layer 2, and we have L3 port, which is for routing. We called as a routed port. So now we are into switch port, which means layer 2 port. It's a default in every switch. The port comes with as a default switch port. In switch port, we have two. One is called access port. The other one is called trunk port. We wanted to manually define the port, whether it is access or whether it is a trunk. What is the difference between them? The access port, if you configure by manually, the port which you configured access port can accept only one VLAN, only a single VLAN. Okay, like example, if my this port to be a part of your VLAN 101, we will make them as an access port and we manually define that this port is belongs to 101, which means this port can carry the traffic only from VLAN 101. The trunk port, in the sense, it will carry multiple VLAN. More than one VLAN traffic can carry through trunk port. We will learn why trunk port is required in later. Now, when you look into your design, that you have port 1 and port 2. This port is the member of your 101 VLAN, which means this port must be your access port. This port must be your access port. Why? Because it's part of 101. And this port is also part of your VLAN 102, which means again, this port is your access port. This is also your access port. Now we learn about access. We will learning about access port. Okay. So we have a two task. We wanted to make this particular F01. We can take an example of F01. This F01, we have to make them as first task to make them as an access port. And second, we wanted to define which VLAN is representing to that particular port. Let's say we are in any configuration that you do, it's in under the global configuration mode. So if you start with, you can put enable, then config T, okay. Then we'll go to interface, the name of the interface, example F01, okay. Then we put the description example colon 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 as representing any digit. Then we could say that connected to, it's just giving a hint that what is the purpose of this port. Connected to, let's say, user 1 underscore PC. So by looking into this port, you will come to know this port is specifically using for whom or what purpose. That is a description. Okay. In somehow we can also give an IP address to that particular port. Okay. A description just for understanding about the purpose of that port usage. Now the exact commands: switch port, mode. We have a two option, either access or trunk. We will mention this is as access. So this port is become an access port, which means this port can carry only one VLAN. Currently, this port is belongs to VLAN 1. We wanted to manually define this port is for which VLAN respectively. So we're going to give again switch port is a command, space, access, VLAN. And what is a VLAN? That 101. No shut. No shut is the command to enable the port. Shut is the command to disable the port. Every time in Cisco, the opposite command is just to begin with a no. Anything to remove or to do opposite, you just start with a no command. By default, every switch port is enabled. So you don't need to give no shutdown unless somebody has shut down by manually. Then you need to give an exit. Okay. So let's say this is for first port. We'll take that lab again. Share screen. Okay. Now you can see this is my port number F01 become under VLAN 1. We wanted move F01 from 1 to 101. That is our task. So what you're gonna do, enter. Already we are in interface mode. Sorry, config T mode. So INT. If you put the question mark, you can see many type of port, and we are into fast Ethernet port. How do you know fast Ethernet port? Because it shows that FA. FA is equivalent to fast Ethernet. So what you do, interface FA, you can put tab key 0/1. That is your first interface. How do you know F0/1? Because you can see here F0/1. Enter. Now you can see if, which means you are under interface mode. Let's say description connected to user PC1. If you know more information, you can give more information. Let's say hyphen. What is IP of your computer? 192.168, let's say 100.1. Enter. SW tab. Tab key will help you to give the remaining command if you do not know the full command. So switch port, access, switch port, mode. Then you put the question mark. You can see access trunk and dynamic. By default is dynamic in the sense if you connect to your PC, automatically it will be detected as an access. If you connect another switch with the switch as a trunk, we'll learn about that. Then it become automatically trunk. But always we recommend it to give by manually based on your purpose. Your laptop, desktop, printer, server, scanner, CCTV camera, then what else? BMS, access control, is whatever that you connected to, and if that port is belongs to one VLAN only, then always try to do access by manually. So let's say switch port mode access, then switch port access VLAN 101. No shut exit. Now what we did, we entered to F01, we put the description, we made that port as an access port, and we assigned the respective VLAN into that. So let's say do show VLAN. Now you can see that port 1 is moved to your port number 1 as a part of your VLAN 101. Let's say we're going to do F0/2. Okay. I'm just giving arrow key to see the previous command. Okay. This is 2 for PC2. Switch port, mode, access. This is a shortcut command. Switch port, access VLAN 101, no shut, exit. Now we go for port number 4. Let's say this is for 101 and this is for PC 3. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 102. No shut. Exit. Interface F0 slash 5. This is 1012 PC 4. Switch port mode access. VLAN. No shut. Exit. Now you can see here this much command is for one port 2. Then this is for 4 and 5. Now, whenever you do any configuration, basically the configuration will be in RAM, random access memory, which is a temporary memory. To see your command which you configured to from the RAM, the command is called do show run or show run. Whatever the command that you do in any of the switch, it will be reflect at the same time, but it will not saved. It is in the RAM. So to see the RAM content, you need to give do show run. So here you can see the 4
And
ports.
last
Yeah,
yesterday, last class, the write memory is the
I'm
same
coming to
command.
that point only.
Okay.
Okay, so we did the configuration. Okay, we did not save it. So any configuration that you do in real scenario, that will be reflect in the moment itself, but that is in the RAM, random access memory. To see the RAM, the command is called do show run. Let's say when we do show run, you can see all your changes. Specifically, that's port number 1 to port number 5. So if your switch is restarted or by mistakenly shut down, then when it's wake up, the configuration is wiped out because we did not save it. So to see your saved command that is in the NVRAM, the command is called show start. You can see your startup is empty because we did not save it. So keep in mind, whenever you do any configuration, you need to save it. Do write mem. It's a short command. Actually, do is an extra command to give under the any higher mode. If you do in privilege mode, let's say I'm going to privilege mode. How we can go? We put the exit command. We are now in privilege mode. So here you can give show start. You can put the tab key. It will give you the full command. But if you are in config t mode, your show command will not work. Okay. Let's say I do show start. It will not work. You need to do with the do command. When you do command, it will work. But the problem, you don't have any question mark. It will not work. So you have to type by manually. Coming to our previous topic, it's saving the configuration that you do with a do write memory. Now you can see the building configuration, which your configuration has been saved. So to see the saved command, see when you do show start in the beginning, before you saving, you cannot see anything. It says that nothing is been present. Now after you saved with the write memory command, when you do show start, you can see the same thing, which means you saved. In your computer, when you save, it will go to your hard disk or pen drive or C drive, let's say. But in your router, switch, firewall and all, when you do save, it will go to the NVRAM. It's a uh, memory chip within your hardware in the switch, only for to save your commands. Do show start. Okay, now you can see your configuration has been saved. Now if your switch has been restarted, still it will be available. So what we done until now, we let's say I'll put just a bracket. I mean, you can. I hope you can see my screen. I'm just giving a one circle here, one circle here. Okay, this is my VLAN 101. This is VLAN 102.
You are not seeing.
Okay, fine. Can you see now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so just what I made, I put two circle here, put VLAN 101 and 102. Now we can assign an IP address to this switch, this computer, because this computer IP is, as per our design, 192.168. 101.1/24. This is 102. Sorry, 101.2. This is 1 with 102. This is to 102. Okay. So let's say, let me copy this IP. Fine. I'm going PC0. Click PC0. You cannot see this. I'll share screen again. Hope you can see now. Go to desktop, IP config, put 101. If you tap, you'll get automatically your subnet mask because it's a class C. Okay. Now I'm going to PC1 again, the second PC, desktop, IP configuration 102. Now I assign two IP address 101 and 102. I'm going to command prompt, put IP config. You can see your IP 102, 101.2, ping 192.168.101.1. You are in the same VLAN now, 101, 102. Let's say I'm giving a PC2, the next computer, desktop, IP configuration. Let's say this is 102.1. Now I have a PC in VLAN 102, which IP 102.1. I'm ping to 192.168.101.1. Why I cannot ping? Because they are in different VLAN. Let me assign IP to my PC3, which is the last PC. Second PC in VLAN 102. Let's say this is 102.2. Now you can see I have two computer in each VLAN. This is IP config 102.2 ping 192.168.101.192.160.102.2. Same computer, different computer in the same VLAN. So 102 PCs are communicating each other, and 102 VLAN shouldn't communicate to 101 VLAN because they are in totally different network. Okay, so what we trying to do here, 101 are able to communicate each other, 102 are able to communicate each other, but 101 and 102 are not able to communicate each other because they are in different network. You can see 101 network and 102 network. Hope you understand. Okay, you can re-log in with a second link. We'll continue to clear this.